I am so excited that you are joining me for another episode with some of my favorite people about some of the most important topics to me in this season. We've talked about some hard things. We've talked about some fun things. We've talked about some things that most people haven't talked about. And now we're going to talk about something that you may have heard about, but you haven't necessarily heard about it in depth. And so I'm bringing one of my favorite people, Pastor Tamesha English. She has graciously accepted my invitation to talk to you about restoration of confidence. Some of you have heard my story, and we may talk about it a little bit more today, but we're going to talk to her about her journey to get to a place of confidence, because I believe that all of us have to walk into this next season confidently because the Lord has ordained it for us. And the only way to effectuate his glory in it is if we have the confidence that he wants us to have. So if you all will join me in welcoming Pastor Tamesha.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay! It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So I want you to take a moment to share with them who you are, and then we're going to hop into this talk about confidence and how we got to this place.
Yeah, absolutely. So who am I? Who is Pastor Tamesha? Well, I'm a pastor. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. When I think about who is, Pastor Tamesha, those are just like roles that I'm a part of, but I'm a woman of confidence. I'm a woman of strength. I'm a born again, I'm loved, a woman of love. And so I'm a woman of grace. It's all those things that I am learning to walk in.
I like that you use that word, learning, because it is a process.
That's right.
And it's not one that just stops, right? So we have to commit to the process of it, the daily commitment to it. And that was one of the reasons that I wanted to bring you, because when we met, I'm going to tell them our history. Okay.
Yes.
So when I met her, I immediately loved her. I thought that she had the most amazing, sweet spirit, but I could tell I made her nervous because I have a very big personality in comparison, right? And I actually went to your husband. I said, hey, she's going to be my friend, so you need to go tell her she's going to be my friend.
Yes.
And I don't know how he told you about our conversation, but I said, that is going to be my friend.
Yes.
And I knew then that a part of what drew me to you was that I saw who I was, right? Not necessarily who was in that moment, but who I was before. Someone who has a lot to offer, but wasn't always confident with sharing that. And seeing you over the past few years blossom and grow into that, and to take ownership of what the Lord has called you to steward has been absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
But this wasn't the easiest thing for you.
It was not. And what I love about God is sometimes he don't know what we need. And I was in a place where, anybody that knows me, I'm an introvert by nature. And so when we talk about being friends and all the things, it's like, whoa, somebody is coming into my space. But I didn't know what I needed. God knew what I needed. And so my husband would always say, that's your friend. That's your friend. And so I was like, okay. So what does that mean? Does that mean we're going to, do all these things together? What does that look like? And so what I love about our relationship is you met me at that right time. I remember when I did a conference. It was my very first conference. And we actually met at another conference. We actually was right next to each other. And during my conference, I was trying to figure out, Lord, who do I need to bring in to the conference? Immediately, he's like, bring your friend in. Okay. And so I got this conference. I'm like, Lord, you want me to do this conference? And it's called Beauty for Ashes. And I understand I've said yes, but what does that mean? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I got a hold of you and we were talking on the phone. He was like, what is it you need me to do? I don't know.
That is what you said.
I didn't know, and that's why I say that this thing is a process, because during this time, it's been a process of me accepting who God has called me to be. And that's what I love about God is I didn't know I needed a friend to help me see the now or the future. I was always looking through my own lens of what I could see at the moment. And at the moment, it was a shy person. At the moment, it was a person that really don't communicate. I'm being an introvert person. I'm a person that I love to be in the background.
Yes.
I don't care to always be in front, you know, but I understand in my assignment, he's forcing me to come to the forefront now.
Yes.
And so that can be a little scary sometimes. But in my yes, what I love about him is even when I'm scared, he gives me the strength to be able to do what it is that he's called me to do.
I love that.
So I love that. So we're here.
We're here. And I think that you alluded to this, but I think I'm going to use this now every time I introduce you, is that we have a prophetic friendship, because our friendship spoke to this moment, not that moment.
Absolutely. And what I love about it is you've always, whether you know it or not, you've always spoken prophetically in me. When I would talk to you and tell you about where I'm trying to go back to,
And we can't
you
do
know,
that.
it was a place, you know, that I felt comfortable, not understanding that God didn't want me to reside there anymore. That was for that time. And in this season, there's a new place. And he prophetically used you to speak to me to say, I got to accept and embrace this new me. And so, you know, it was like, whoa. You know, it's like, this is me, you know, and honestly, this is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning.
I'm hold you to that. I'm going to hold you to that. Hello. I want y'all to write this down. I'm holding her to that. This is just the beginning. And I know that you have been clear about being an introvert. You've been clear about being shy and holding down the background. But you're right. One of the things that I have always fought against is you labeling yourself in that way. Because I think that sometimes we can be bound by facts.
That's good.
But we have to have freedom in truth, right?
That's
and
good.
the Lord, like you said, there's an assignment on your life. There's a call on your life. And looking at y'all is like, oh, she's got it. Yeah, I like that. I want that version of her. I don't know who she's talking about over here, but this one right here is the one I want. And I think that it's so important, especially at this big age, right?
Yes.
Because some of us have had poor friendships and interactions. And so we're like, oh, no new friends. But really, sometimes the Lord sends people later in life to push us, that one last push we need.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because I knew looking at it, I was like, well, she has so much to give, but she holds it in the background like nobody would ever see the value in that. And I'm curious because I know what my own story is, but why were you there? Because you've always had the gift.
Yeah.
But why did you feel like it didn't matter?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So basically, if I can be honest, this thing, you know what, when the invitation came, I had to think about what it meant for me when we talked about restoration and confidence. I had to understand that there had to be a time in my life where I was not confident of who I was. And some of it was because of the brokenness. It was self-sabotaging. It was mishandling. It was misuse. What I love about God is he gave me like a picture. My husband has this picture that was given to him by his mom, and it's of him and his family like many years ago, right? It's an old picture.
Yeah.
And when you think about an old picture in today's life, you think about it's been mishandled, it's been broken, chipped. The picture has coloring on it.
Yeah.
You know, it's lost its beauty, it's lost the brightness, it's lost the color, the pixels, all of that has faded away.
Yeah.
And so God was like, this is like you. Over the years, there's been words that have been negatively spoken over you. There's been improper handling of you. There's been some brokenness in you. There's been some cracks in you. There's been all these things. And because I knew that, I felt I had to go into almost like a turtle going into a shell. I lived in that shell because I felt safe in that shell. I felt like if I come to the forefront, then it's almost like I had to either deal with it or I had to look like somebody else.
Yeah.
I had to be somebody else, and not understanding that God just wanted me to be me, you know, my authentic me. But sometimes I didn't know what that looked like. And so over the years, and the reason why I say a process is because even when I didn't think that I had arrived, he pushed me out. And I'm like, wait, I'm still healing here.
Right.
I still got scabs and wounds of past,
Yes.
things that others have done and things that I done to myself.
Yeah.
Things that I knew about myself. And so I had to begin to just kind of look on the positive. And, along the way, it's like running a race. You have the different ones when you're passing the baton.
Yes.
You have
Yes.
different ones there to kind of help you. And that's what he's had along the way. Different ones to remind me of who I was or who I was becoming, even though I didn't see it. And a lot of times I couldn't see it because I'm always looking at me in that reflection.
Yeah.
I see me,
Yeah.
What is it? What do you mean you see this person that has all this stuff? What do you mean that you want what I have? I don't have anything. It's what I felt,
Yeah.
But in reality, there's a lot there. There's even things that are there that hasn't been revealed yet.
Yeah.
And so, I had to, lean on those things. And I remember going to this year's Bible study with you. And you spoke a word that God was restoring the years. That thing spoke life to me. Joel, that spoke life to me because I was so grateful. Because what I realized was over the years, even though I said yes, I kind of said no because I couldn't be obedient enough to move forward because of the fear.
Yep.
It was the fear of the unknown. It was the fear of being shy. It was the fear of being scared, timid, all the things. It's like, you want me to do it? I say yes, but how do I do it?
Yeah.
And not knowing that I just got to take it one step at a time. Not knowing that he had already made the way. I'm a type of person is like, I want to count up the cost. I want to know it all from A to Z. I need to know
Map it
all
out.
the plan.
Show me
everything. I need to know, but in God, that's not always how he's going to do it. He may give you A or B, but once you get to B, he'll open up and reveal the other parts. And so when you spoke that, I was like, God, thank you. Yeah. I'm going to say yes again, and I'm going to do the thing this time, even if I do it scared, even if I do it nervous. Because what I realize is that when the nerves come in, that's when he stands up the most in me. Because I realize it's not on my own accord. I'm doing it through him. And that's what I love about him.
I love that. One, because God is kind enough to show us ourselves and not leave us with ourselves.
Absolutely.
That's first. The second thing that I think is really important for people to get from you is that some of us will use our healing as an excuse. We'll hide behind our healing. We'll hide behind the process. God, I'm still in this place. I still have these things going on. I really am not ready. Don't call me out just yet.
Right.
But the Lord wants people to also see us there.
Yes, that's
It's
true.
really important. Even so, I love the word, and I know you love the word. And I'm always looking for God in the details, right? Like not just what we see. And so one of the things that he brought to my remembrance is when Lazarus died. And they're like, Lord, don't go over there. He stinks. He's all this. And he called him out in that state.
Yes. Wow. Yes.
He was still bound when he brought him out.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There's nowhere in the word that it says he wasn't smelly when he came out. He looked great when he came out. It actually talks about him still being spot.
Yeah.
And it's the same for us. Sometimes we want the Lord to do all of it first
Yes.
before he calls us forward.
Absolutely.
Before he restores us to the mantle that we have put down or whatever. We want that. But that's not always going to be the case because a lot of people need to see us in the middle.
That's good.
They need that because they're struggling in the middle.
In the middle. That's so
You know
true.
what I mean?
No, that is so true. And the scripture that came to mind, and I've read
See, I
this.
love this. I knew she had it.
I read this so many times, and it's like it just like brought light to me. And that's Psalms 23:3 that says, He restores my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. I've read that, but it's like he restored my soul. He had to restore something that was broken. And so while I'm broken is when he's restoring me in front of others. Because the truth is others have to see that you don't have to be perfect before he can do a work in you. And oftentimes we want to get perfect. We want everything shiny. We want everything together. And then we want to do the thing. But with God, it's like, no, because what happens, how can you testify to someone, be a light to someone that is yet going through?
That's it.
you got to be able to look, we got these wounds together, you
Together,
know,
yeah.
so that we can say he's healing my wounds. He can heal your wounds.
Yes.
You know, and it makes me feel better to know that somebody's going through it with me. And
That's
that's why I had to understand that, wait, I'm not ready yet, God. I'm not ready. And he's like, yes, you are. You are ready. You're ready for what I have for you right now because I'm restoring your soul. And what was that? The soul is that will, that emotions. It's the part that like make you frightened, the fear. It's all those things he had to restore. And so that's what I love about him is in the process, he's shining the light on you, who you are. And then he allows other people to see you. So you're not, like you said, you're not stuck there, but you're yet traveling through and you're picking up all the people that he's assigned to you along the way. And then it's just going to be this great blossoming thing, this beautiful picture.
That's it.
At the end, once it's done, been restored. So I'm still in my restoration.
Yeah.
Although he has restored me from many things,
Yeah.
I have to also be reminded that there's a thing called the enemy. A little creature called the enemy. And oftentimes when you're busy, when you have, just a lot going on, when you're feeling your most weak, he will begin to throw those things back up at you, right? And he'll begin to try to make you have a setback. He'll try to make you go back to the things that you've been restored or delivered from. And so that's why I say you have to continue. It's a daily walk. It's a daily journey. And you have to continue to keep your eyes fixed on God, on his word, keep healthy relationships.
Yes.
All those things, what you put in you is what's going to come out of you. So that you can then, cause the devil to flee. You got to speak to him and tell him, get back, get away. Because the thing is, he's seen a glimpse. He's already seen a glimpse of what God has for you. Yes. And if he can stop you at all costs, because what he understands is the assignment is not just for you. Your assignment comes attached with all different people, things, places, all those things. And if I can stop you from getting there, then somebody else won't be healed.
That's it. Somebody
Somebody else won't be delivered. Somebody else won't know the truth about God. Somebody else won't walk in their freedom because he wants to hold you bound. He wants to hold you bound. And so, like I say, this has been a journey. But it's been a journey that I'm grateful for. It's been a journey that I'm glad for, the people that God has in my life that keeps me reminded. Yes. You said something that, sometimes we stick on the things that is truth, right? The truth is, by nature, I am introvert, right? But you're right. I can't just continue. My husband always gets me. He's like, I'll be careful what you say. I can't. It's truth to say it, but it's not truth to remain there.
It's that.
I can't remain. Yes, I'm an introvert, but I'm an introvert that's moving into what God has called me to do. I'm an introvert, or just say, hey, I was an introvert. Maybe he's pushing me to, in between extrovert and introvert, if that's a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
But what I can say is there's been prophecies over my life about ministries and women that I would touch. And I'm like, God, what is it that I have for them? What I have to say? And it's your life. Give them the authentic of who you are, who you were, your journey of how you got here, because many people see this and they're like, I love it. I want to be like her. I want what she has. But the truth is, let me take you through the journey.
Yeah.
And help you get to where I am. And then you may reconsider, or it may strengthen you to know that if you did it for her, you can do it for me. And so that's the journey that he has me on, is like, I want you to show people how you were rejected and you were misused and you were broken, you were chipped, you were like that painting. You were dimmed. You dim your own light, others dim your light. Words, I always say this thing growing up, they say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words never hurt. Well, the truth of the matter is words do hurt.
Yes.
Words, the Bible said, out of the tongue, we speak life and death. So those words can either give you life, those words can either cause you death, right? Spiritually. And so whether you speak it or somebody else speak it, you have to be careful of what you say. And so that's what I'm in a season of, been mindful of what I say.
I like
that. It's like, I want to be truthful.
Yeah.
But I also want to make sure that I'm also speaking life.
Yeah.
Even when I speak something that may be truth about a matter, but I'm speaking life because I'm going through the journey.
Yeah. I love that. I love that because I think what you're talking about is the distinction between fact and truth, right?
Yes.
So a lot of us, we focus on the fact as opposed to focusing on the truth of God, right? And so
Yes.
that's a really big distinction that I think that you're drawing. And I think it's important because it takes us to ultimately why I believe the Lord, one, told me about this topic, but also said that you were the right friend to bring for this, is because it's not restoration of confidence in ourselves, it's restoration of confidence in Him.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's the difference. Because if it was restoration of confidence in ourselves, we would lead others to ourselves.
That's right.
And that's what the Lord is trying to keep us from. Because a lot of times when we're focused on the facts of who we are, the places that we're broken, where we still need healing, that is causing us to focus on how do we become more confident in who we are. The only thing we need to be confident in is who God is.
Yes.
Because He determines who we are,
Yes.
right? It flows from that.
Right.
If we start from the place of us,
That's right.
it deviates us from Him.
That's right.
And so I think that that's one of the most important things because you had to take your time.
Yes.
You had to really sit with God and really seek God. What do you want?
Yes.
Who are you calling me to be? What name do you call me by?
Absolutely.
Not the names that other people have called me by, not the narratives I've believed about myself, but Lord, I want you to restore me to the version of myself that you said.
Absolutely.
Not the version that I desire, not the version that other people say I should have, but Lord, restore me to you.
I love that. Two things. One is what I realize the truth is what you just said. We have to be careful that we're not restoring people. We're not bringing people to us because that's pumping us up. That's causing us to be prideful.
That's
right?
it.
And what I realize, it's not me. Outside of God, I'm nobody. Outside of Him, I will revert back to everything I've once done. It's only through Him. So when I say the confidence, it's the confidence of the God that's in me.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
That He lives, He moves, His being is within me. And so outside of Him, I'm nothing, right? And so you're right. We have to, oftentimes we want to say we're restoring back to, it's the confidence. A person may say, you got to have confidence within yourself. And truthfully, what we're saying is you got to have confidence in God that's in you.
That's it.
Because it's Him. And then the other thing is what I love about restoration, again, this picture, when we take this picture to a restoration place, right? And they're going to restore it. It's going to look beautiful. And that's great. But what God does is He restores even greater. He doesn't just restore us back to that. He restores to what He ordained from the beginning and give you more. And so when we grew up, we always heard you can be anybody you want. You can do anything you want. I understand that's positive. That's a great thing. But when you get a little bit older, you realize is, Lord, I don't want to do anything outside of you. So,
That's it.
so now your prayer is, God, if I wanted to be a doctor, but you want me to be a teacher, then I want to be the best teacher that you've called me to be. Because in that is where you're going to find the fullness of who God has created you to be. And so it is important that in our restoration, we are praying and asking God, where am I to be restored to?
Yes.
And then learning how to accept it and how to have the process, the time to process to get to that place.
That's it.
Because sometimes it could be like, whoa, really? Is that where you're taking me, God?
That.
And so that's why I say it's a process. This thing is definitely a process.
A full one. And you have to submit to it every single day.
Yes.
Every single day. Because just like you said, the enemy is not going to lay down just because you said yes yesterday. That's not going to happen. And it's a constant pursuit of God.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like I'm submitting to you. I'm surrendering to your will. I'm choosing you above all else. And I want to ensure that I'm pleasing you with how I'm showing up in this moment. Because I think that we can get sidetracked very easily, right? By our own versions of perfection, our own versions of, okay, I'm good. I'm there, right? And Lord be like, not really, not really, not really.
Right.
Bring it back, bring it back.
Right.
And I think that sometimes we have to remember Him.
Yes.
We have to honor Him in the pause, right? Like every day that we're getting up, before we're doing anything, pausing. Lord, where are you?
Yes.
Where do I need to be? And how do you want me to get there?
That's good.
And I think that again builds the confidence that he requires for us to have in him.
Yes.
Right? To really do the work, because you have a great call on your life, but you can't do it by yourself and of yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
he's birthing so many projects in you right now, like so many different projects, from young women to at your church, through different other events that he's going to want you to do. You know, if you're going to do YouTube channels, like all of these different things, it would be absolutely impossible for you to do it of yourself. Because if it were you, you'd be like, you know, never mind. Let's do something else.
I'm tired. I'm good. I've already checked this box. I'm good.
I feel all right about that, God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what's your process right now in this season to say, I'm not good, I'm going to do whatever you ask? What's the process for you?
So I think it's important that every day I have to get up and realize that I have not arrived. Yeah. And, you know, keeping affirmations is really great for me in front of me, reminding myself who I am in him. Yeah. Also understanding that just because I've accomplished one assignment, I may have a pause or breather, but I can't get complacent.
There it is.
Because there's another one along the way coming down the road. And now I got to start all over again. I got to go back to the place, go back to that secret place, go back to that, you know, place of, you know, okay, God, now you have this next adventure. Yeah. What do I do? And I think what happened, if I could be honest, a couple years ago when I did the my very first conference, Beauty for Ashes, you know, there was a woman of God that spoke to me and told me, you know, this is going to be another one next year and it's going to get bigger. It's going to get bigger. And out of fear, that one didn't happen again.
Right.
Because I was like, wait, it's going to be bigger than this. I already didn't know what to do with this one. But thank God he put the right people in the right places. And it was absolutely just what we needed. But then it's like I stopped. And in my pause of him giving me a little breather, I remained there. And I got stuck there. Yeah. And then my husband was like, okay, you need to go, you need to do. And I'm like, okay. But nothing happened, right? And that's why I say it was so amazing when I came to the Bible study that it was like God was speaking directly to me. I'm restoring the years. So that means when you paused and took that 2-year break, I'm restoring, you know, those things. And so God gave me an assignment many years ago, and I didn't quite know what it was. And it was that he was going to connect me with women, you know, and it was called, he gave me the name many years ago. It was Walk Like a Lady. Yep. And what is this going to entail, you know? And so I knew I needed to do it, but I didn't quite know how to do it. And so what he's doing is, it was at that time, he began to allow me to revisit those things. It's like, okay, I need you to chop. I need you to kind of start putting this thing in motion, and just don't try to be perfect about it. Yeah. You know, you're going to have some hiccups, but it's your learning, you know, and then you can, you know, make the corrections and do better as you go. And so I'm so grateful that, you know, this year I started the Walk Like a Lady with a small group of women, young girls between the ages of 18 and 26, where, you know, we're teaching these young ladies how to walk like a lady, how to embrace, how to go from the adolescent stage, right, of always having your parents and always having someone there, to now a stage of developing who you are, because the world has defined women in a very negative way, and we got to, you know, cultivate our women. We got to snatch our young ladies back from the world, because it will tell them this is how you should look, how you should dress, how you should talk, how you should carry yourself. But in God, there's a way, because many times you want to get to that next stage, which is what wifehood, right? Yeah. But in this womanhood, we're teaching them, you know, how to be a woman. We're teaching them who are you in God. We're teaching confidence. We're teaching them prayer and fasting, all these things that, we're developing them, so that they become more ready when they go into their next stage. But, you know, God is so, you know, he's so unrealistic that it's like, that's not just enough. On top of that, I'm going to now, you know, have you doing something else. I'm like, wait, I'm doing this, God. And so that's where the Tea Time with Lady T came in. And it was amazing, and God did that as well. I remember a few years ago he had gave me tea time with Lady T, and I spoke to you about it.
did.
And I've had like, okay, should I do it like this? Should I do it like that? And so it's like, just go,
That's it.
And so it was at the time where we just recently had the women's trip that
Yeah.
I was a part of with you, and met so many phenomenal women, and gained so many relationships. I told the testimony how I was in the bathroom trying on clothes. Anybody know me? I'm not a big shopper, right? So I'm in the ladies' room trying on clothes, and I see this mirror, and before I can move it, it says you gotta love who you are on the inside before you can appreciate and love the person on the outside. When we get into a mirror, we're looking to make sure everything is just perfect, right?
Yep.
And that thing spoke volumes to me. And God said, that's it. You're gonna represent and tell the women they got to learn to see themselves through his eyes and not their eyes, because their eyes see pain, it sees hurt, it sees all these things. And so it's a juggling. It's a juggling. And so I'm learning how to juggle these
that.
assignments. And I have to keep going back and keep reminding myself every day, you got this.
Yeah.
You can do this. And even when I feel I got all these things going on, there's a text come through. Encouragement. There's a word that comes through. There's somebody that speaks, you got this, So that's what keeps me going, not just saying yes, but also being reminded that if he's given me all these tools and all these things to do, then he has to help along the way.
He desires to help along the way.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things I think is so important for us to catch on to is, one, the Lord desires to equip us.
Absolutely.
He desires to navigate with us. And also that complacency is a form of self-confidence because we stay, because we think that it's good enough and we've done enough. And so again, it's really important. And one thing that I really want you all to hone in on is that the restoration is always in the confidence of God.
Yes.
In God, okay? And that's really important because as we begin to, as friend is talking about, juggle these different things, we're also having confidence that the Lord is juggling it with us. That as he's adding the balls, he's also going like this. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Let's throw another one in there. We got it. I'm holding your hands. I'm guiding your hands. And you have to put yourself in situations that you wouldn't necessarily choose, but that the Lord has called you into. Because if we had the opportunity to choose everything that we were going to do, our list would probably look very different.
Absolutely.
Than his. Our friendships would look different. Our jobs would look different. All of the things would look different. But we have to trust that when we say that we love God, and we want relationship with God, that he also loves us in return.
Absolutely.
And that he desires relationship with us. And that he has decided that favor is for us.
That's good.
And wherever he has called us to be, right?
Yes,
Because a lot of us, again, when we're in the places like, for me, because I know exactly what you mean, like people saying hard things to you, not loving the skin that you're in, like all the things. I've had it. I've been there. And I have to daily make a decision. If the Lord loves it, so do I.
That's good.
You know what I mean? Like we have to make that decision.
Yes.
If he loves my limp, I love my limp.
Yes.
If he loves my crazy scars, I love my crazy scars. If he loves the way that I talk fast, I love that too. If he loves me being round, I love being too. If he loves me short, I love that too. Like we have to do that because we have to choose the things of God in all things.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I think that sometimes we can miss that.
I know.
We love him in the big things, but the Lord is in the details, right?
Yes.
Of our lives, of our personalities, of our flaws, of our valleys, on the mountaintop. He's in the details of all of those moments, right? And so when I listen to you and you talk about, okay, I talked to you about this 2 years ago, but it's coming to pass this year.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, and a lot more things are still going to come to pass this year.
Right.
Right? Because now you're fully submitted to his yes.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Like you're choosing him above all else.
Yes.
Whatever his timing is.
Yes. Yes.
However crazy that is. Like we're gonna choose that, Lord. You know, but I want those who are listening to you to do the same thing. Do it scared.
Ooh, I love that.
Do it scared. Because you're not saying you weren't.
Listen, by a long shot. No, absolutely not. There's oftentimes, many times, I am doing things scared. But that's why I say it's like when I'm scared or when I'm nervous, that's when his strength is much. I mean, he just step in and take over. And it also helps me to remain humble.
Yeah.
Because I realize that it's not by my might, not by my strength, but it's by his might, his strength,
That's it.
that I'm able to do the things that he's called me to do. I said yes, but yes isn't always easy. No. Yes isn't always that I have it all together. But I just have to have the confidence in him that he's going to give me everything I need when I need it. When I need it. And he does. He comes and he just makes me calm.
Yeah.
And I don't have to, stumble over my words, and he brings a peace about me.
Yeah.
That lets me know that he's in the room. He is operating. My help is here.
That's it.
My strength is here. And that's what I have to pull on. That's that piece that he says, I'm going to leave a comforter. I'm going to leave the best part of me until I come back for you. And so that's what I realized. I'm most scared and most frightened when I feel like my strength is not there. Yeah. But he comes and knocks at my heart and let me know, I'm here. I've been here. Yeah. But you had to almost like open up and let me in, And so it's at that time that I can calm down and I realize, you got this. And what I love about what you just said is oftentimes we're looking for the perfection. Yes. We're looking for all the things to be corrected, smooth out, no hiccups, no nothing. But each of us is made differently. We're shaped and formed in the eyes of God. He's wonderfully created each of us, and he purposefully created us differently. And you're different and my different ain't no better than one another. It's different, but it's beautiful in God's eyes. And so when we can accept the difference, when we can accept, you know what, you ain't growing no more. I'm going to be short. 5'1", that's me.
That's it.
I'll never get to 6 feet, Whatever it is that I feel is a flaw in God's eyes, it's beautiful.
That's it.
When we think about our kids and we think about young, we like, oh, that's beautiful. And they're like, I don't like it. It's beautiful. I don't like it. But we have to be like that with God. We are his children, And so because of that, everything he created is beautiful. Everything. And it goes through a season, When we look outside and we go through that fall season, when those leaves fall off the trees, it's still beautiful. It's bare, but it's beautiful. It's going through a process. That's it. Because when those leaves come back, they are beautiful. They're green. They're vibrant. They're healthy. They're life. They're everything. And so I love how you said that we have to accept the flaws. And some things will get better and some things will always remain. Yeah. But you have to love it. In your restoration, I think he's restoring us. That's why we have to have the confidence in him, not in us, because if the confidence is within us, then we feel like we got to have it all just shiny, perfect, and clean. Yeah. And it's not so.
It's never going to happen.
No.
It's never going to happen. And just like you said, he designed it that way. Absolutely. He desires it that way. Because I think if we were ever to get to the place where we really feel like would be absolutely perfect, we would absolutely never depend on him. Absolutely. We would not pursue relationship with him. Yes. And what is a creation without its creator?
Come on.
Like what are we doing?
What are we doing?
How quickly would we eliminate ourselves?
Yeah. And that's why I said that I realized that this is how much I need him. Yeah. Because if I didn't have God, then I would revert back. What is my life? What is the life that I'm living? Who am I living it for? Yeah. Because this world is going to pass away. I want more. I want the afterlife. I want to see God, know? And I know that it's greater even after this, but if without him, it's like, what are you living for? And so I want to live the life fully for him. That's it. And I had to get to that place What does that look like? It's different for everybody, but I'm just grateful for the journey.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for the journey. I'm so grateful for friends. I'm so grateful for everybody. I call you all, it's like my midwives. You know, you help push me. When I feel like I can't go, he knows just who to put in place to keep pushing me to my next adventure, my next assignment. And so, you know, my theme for any woman that is broken or that is feeling like that picture that has chips and has been misused, has been rejected. I've been all those things. Just know that God sees all things and that he is in the restoration business.
Yeah.
He is restoring us back to him. And that's the thing. We've tried to get other people to fix us, but he's saying, come to me. You know, I created you. I know what's best. I have all of the blueprints. I have everything. You know, when we talk about like a microwave, if it breaks down, you want to take it back to the manufacturer,
Sure
right?
do.
To fix it. That's like us. He created us. And so if there's something broken, we have to go back to the manufacturer, the creator who created us to be able to fix us. And so that's what he's doing. He's in a season of really drawing us back to him, restoring us back to him, calling us back to him. And it is a process. It is a process, but you have to be willing to go through the process. Give yourself grace, because if at any point you fall or you err or you wake up and say, I just can't do this. Or even if you're disobedient, you know, your no is disobedience.
That's it.
If you don't do what he's called you to do, it's a form of disobedience. Even in that, you got to give yourself grace to what? Get back up.
Yeah, that's it.
You got to get back
Can't
up.
stay there.
He cannot do anything if you're just sitting there. It's only when you can get up and take a step that he says, okay, now I can step in and I can help you. And so that's where we are. We're in a season of him just restoring us. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it because there's a benefit at every corner.
Oh. Yes. And he just, once you get there, it's like, wow.
I didn't know this was waiting for me.
I didn't know this was waiting for me. It's like, I should have gotten moving a little quicker. I should have, did things, but, in his timing. And because he knows us, he already knew what we're going to do in the first place.
Yes, he did.
But it just, he's in the revealing. That's why I say once you get there, he just reveals something else and he lays something else on your heart. And so I'm just so forever grateful for him not leaving me there. Yeah. But I always say he left the 99 to come and get that one. He came and got me.
He came and got you.
Yeah. He came and got me, and I'm grateful.
I think we all should be grateful.
Absolutely.
Because all of us are the one in our own way, right?
And that's how you have to see it.
And that's how we have to see it, because sometimes we think that the verse applies to other people because we look at the trajectory of their lives, all the transitions that they've gone through, and we see their current victory, and we think that they're the one.
Yes.
As opposed to realizing that we're also the one.
Absolutely.
And that the Lord saw us just as much as he saw them, and he sees us now. But most importantly, the Lord sees us next.
Oh, that's
and
good.
so some of us forget that part because we're seeing their now, forgetting that the Lord is also looking at our next. And we're all the one, and he has this crazy desire for us. Like, just as much as the word talks about us, panting after him, like the deer pants after the water, all of the things, the Lord has that for us too.
Yes.
Because if he didn't, he wouldn't have sent Jesus.
Yes.
He wouldn't have.
Yes.
The proof of the desire is in the sending.
Absolutely.
Right? And so just as much as he sent Jesus here, the Lord is also sending us into a place, because quite arguably, the Lord sent Jesus into the wilderness just by asking him to come to earth. Because it's wild. This is wild.
Yes, it is.
Okay? We talk about them 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness. Hello. His whole life, wilderness, because he was in heaven. Hello.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody else thinks that, but I'm like, if I were him, I'd be like, hello, sir, this is not, I don't know. But
I didn't sign up for this.
I didn't sign up. And so think about it for ourselves, right? A lot of us, we wail and travail and we argue and we fight and we're like, Lord, what were you thinking? How did we end up here? Have you left me in this place? But the reality is that he saw you before he sent you. He saw you while he's sending you, and he's seeing you outside of where he's sending you.
good.
And he knows that this is a cultivating season for you, right? And not just like you said, it's not just for you, but it's for the women, the families, even the men that are attached to your wilderness, yes.
That's good.
We don't think about our wilderness, yes. And you had your wilderness season. And was it extended for a period? Yes. Do a lot of us extend our wilderness period? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
We all do that. And so that's not a dig for anybody, but it's a reminder for us that when you come out, there is purpose attached to the coming out. There is a requirement attached to it. And then there's also going to still be a breaking.
Yes.
Because you're still having to break of some things. You're still being freed from some things, even though you're out of that space, right? But it's still like, whoa, Lord, now we're moving kind of fast.
Right.
I thought we were going to do it like this.
Yes.
So you're being broken of expectations.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yes. You've been broken of your own expectations and your own will. Like you said, you've come out the wilderness and now you're like, okay, I got time to rest. No, it's time to get busy. Wait, this clock is going fast. Wait, we already at the end of the year already. Wait, you mean there's something else? Wait, Lord, And so, absolutely right. We have to, just continue to be focused on Him, and our wilderness, it something else that we come out with purpose. Yeah. We come out with a plan. There's also peace that comes out of that. Yeah. There's a prize that comes out of that. But just we can't settle. And that's the thing. We just can't settle, coming out. And so that's why I say it's a journey. It was a journey. Those 4 days that turned to 40 years. It's a journey. I know Jesus was like, wait. I'm coming here for what? For these hard-headeds. For what? They ain't listening to me.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? Why did I come here? And so, but I'm willing to go. This thorn in my flesh, if it be your will, he said, remove it, get it away from me. It's
Paul
hurting.
Was serious about that thing.
Yeah, but if it be your will, remove this cup. And so we have to get to that place where it's like, God, my desire is this, but your desire is something else.
I love that. Your desire is something else. And his something else is always good. Got it. Yeah. It's always good. So I'm grateful.
Absolutely.
So I'm grateful. I'm grateful that the Lord, again, is kind. Yes. That he's faithful, that he's good, that he's just, that he's sovereign. Oh, God. All of the things. I'm grateful that we get to serve him.
Oh, yes.
That we get to see the blessing that's attached to serving him, because you talk about it when you're young, you see it for the other people, but in this season, knowing it for ourselves, I think is the most important thing. Even while we're scared, even when it doesn't make sense, even when we don't have all the information, we can still see that he's good.
Oh yes. Oh my God. Oftentimes, and I think this just happened on Sunday Bible study. It was after Bible study, and someone came to me and asked, how are you doing? The reality is you want to tell them about everything that's going wrong. Today was a bad day, work, this, that, and the other. But I said, you know what? It's a good day. I choose to focus on the goodness of God, because what I realize is that it could be much worse. Somebody is not here. Yeah. They would love to have trade places with me today. Yeah. So oftentimes, going through certain things, and that's the importance of keeping our eyes fixed and focused on him. And it reminds me of Peter, walking in the water is like, bid me. Wait, you want me to walk in this water? This thing that, I'm going to drown because of fear. I'm going to,
Absolutely.
But you didn't understand who you had with you. Yeah. And so we have to keep our eyes on him, that even when we're scared, I'm looking forward to God. I'm coming scared, but I'm coming. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to listen out for you. If you say take a step, I'm going to take a step. And trust that I don't fall over this cliff.
That's it.
No,
for real.
But we have to get to that place that we got to just be obedient. And, it can become a struggle sometimes, because in the flesh is like, no, I can't walk on this water. This is impossible. Or this assignment is impossible.
Yeah.
I don't have the funds. I don't have the people. It's impossible. But we have to keep our eyes on him.
Yeah.
and keep our eyes fixed on him, because it's then that we see his love, we see his endurance, we see, I mean, there's so many characteristics. We see how he just, oh my God, just reveals himself. And so, yeah, we have to stay focused on him. Even in the scared, we got to do it scared. We cannot not do it.
I want us to close there because I think it's important, and I'm glad that the Holy Spirit led you here, is that in that analogy, in that story, people talk about him walking on the water, but what he was actually walking on was the word.
My God.
Okay, because it was a command, and Jesus is the word. Everything that goes out of him is himself, right? And so he was walking on the stablest thing that there is, which is the word, the command to come. There's also the reality that in that story, that when he told him the thing to walk on, he didn't stop the storm. The storm was still happening. And so when we say to do it scared, understand that your environment won't change, your posture does.
My God, that's so good.
Your placement does, but your environment doesn't.
Yes.
And that's what we want you to hold on to, is that your confidence in God is your confidence in his word.
Yes.
Is that you're studying, that you're sitting, that you're intentional about your time with him. And that when he gives a command, you can walk on the steadiness of his command and not your emotions. And that when you're developing in your process and you're choosing to navigate with the Lord, you understand that he commands the winds, he commands the storms, and so he's commanded them to stay. Because he's equipping you to trust him. That makes sense?
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I love you so much.
I love you.
I'm really, really grateful. I hope that everybody gets what they need from this.
Absolutely.
I hope that we got what we needed from this.
Absolutely.
And that they'll come back next week for the next episode of the Hey Pretty podcast.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Yay.
Okay. Now, I'm going to give you 2 questions, 2 rapid fire questions. I didn't tell you what they were before, and I know you wanted me to. I wasn't going to do that because I wanted you to just answer off the dome. They're easy. The first one that I'm going to ask you is, what is the song that has been on repeat when it comes to your worship time?
I trust in God.
And see, it all flow together.
It has. I trust in God.
I felt that one. Okay. What is the scripture that you have been going to the most in this season? Where does he have you in the word?
Proverbs, lean not unto your own understanding, but in all thy ways, acknowledge him and he will direct thy path. I have to trust in God. Psalms, Proverbs 3:5, I have to trust in God.
You have to trust in God. I love it. I love it. We're going to add those to our list because we are curating a playlist for the girls and a scripture bank for them.
Oh,
so thank you for helping us to do that.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, before you go, I want to remind everyone that Pastor Tamesha is going to be joining us in New Orleans. She is facilitating a session for us grown folk, but she is also going to be facilitating a session with the teens. And I think that it will be so beneficial for them to hear from her. And my hope is that you will register your girls so that they can hear from her, and they can be poured into as they prepare for the next season and sign up for her mentorship with Walk Like a Lady. So thank y'all so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us for that episode with my friend, Pastor Tamesha, who, by the way, I don't call her Pastor Tamesha in our relationship. I call her friend. But I think it's really important for you to understand that even those who have titles, they have things that they want to work on. They have journeys that they're in. There's a process for all of us. None of us are exempt. We all have to choose to submit to God, to surrender to him, to follow and trust the process. And if you're lacking confidence in a place, it's probably because you're lacking confidence in God, that you need to turn to him, that you need to trust him, that you need to believe that he's equipping you for all of the things that he's calling you to do, that he didn't call you just for fun. He called you with intention. And it's time for you to walk with intention. You have to believe that everything that you've gone through, everything that has seemed absolutely insurmountable, it was purposed. There is a design in place that was specific for you. And you will also have these friendships that the Lord is going to call you to. She mentioned her midwives. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about that because you're probably right in the middle of a contraction. You're feeling that push, that squeeze, that desire. And that means that you also probably need to look to your friends. Who's in your circle? Who's calling you forward? Who's telling you to trust God? Who's telling you can go a little bit further, a little bit harder, and push just a bit more? Those are your midwives. And if you don't have any, then you need to seek them out. Because as you go through these next contractions, you are getting closer and closer to birthing. And you don't want to have a complicated birthing experience. You want to have the birthing experience that the Lord has designed. So you also want to have the friendship circle that the Lord has ordained. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I hope you'll go back and rewatch it and you'll share it with someone else as they're building their confidence in God. I'll see you next week. Bye.